This week on the Digital Marketing Scoop, we're talking about our marketing predictions for 2020. Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode of the Digital Marketing Scoop. Hope you're having a fantastic Christmas. This week's episode is going to be a little bit different. Jen and myself have written down a list of predictions, paper noises.
Yes.
A list of predictions we think will happen in marketing in 2020. We don't know each other's predictions as well, so we'll see what happens. There might be some crossover, or they could be completely different. But before we jump into that, I just want to say a massive thank you to you all. We're maybe just a little over 6 months or so into the podcast, and the reaction we have had so far has been absolutely amazing. So I just want to say a huge thank you all for listening. It's been great fun doing it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's been so much fun.
Okay, so let's jump in. Jen, do you want to go first?
Okay, so my first one is the power of brand. So in 2020, I think, especially moving towards voice search and things like that, that branding is branding has always been important, but I think it's going to be new level important. I think for a lot of while there, people kind of disregarded the brand a little bit because they thought that no matter what you did with your ads and stuff, that people will always buy through your ads and this. But I think that it's going to become a little bit more saturated in a lot of spaces, and you're going to need your brand to stand out.
Brand's going to be the key factor. Yeah, no, I tend to agree with that.
Was it on your list though?
It's not on my list. First one on my list is I think TikTok is going to explode even more.
Yes.
It is crazy the amount of attention it's getting at the moment, and the growth of it. And I think it's only going to get bigger, especially when they start rolling and testing out new features.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to see a lot of brands and influencers. We're already seeing it, but we're going to see a hell of a lot more of them migrating onto the platform. Yeah.
I'll be curious to see in 2020 how many of the TikTok features that Facebook tried to rip off for Instagram.
Yes. That's my number 5.
Oh no! Oh, I went too far.
We'll come to that one later.
This is maybe why we should have told each other.
Okay, your number 2.
My number 2 is voice search, which goes back, ties in with the branding kind of one I had. But the voice search is already huge. If you'd asked me this time last year, I kind of would have said, oh, it's actually kind of annoying because Siri or whoever never understands that it's not working and stuff. But ever since I got my Google Home, I'm voice search central. I think it's really good, and it's only going to get better.
And what are you using it for mostly?
Cooking.
Recipes,
yeah. Or it's just handy to have even more than anything else. Like if you're throwing on food and stuff, like it'd be like, oh, tell me in 40 minutes when the spuds are done, or tell me in this, that and the other. But I use it for everything. Like what's the weather, what's happening, what's good on Netflix right now, Spotify, everything. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah.
Cool. My number 2 is going to be the increase of machine learning and AI in the ad platforms. Already seeing this an awful lot in Google Ads over the last year, and I just think more and more it's going to be machine learning and AI is going to be what is driving conversions and driving click-through rates.
And you see it a lot in the bidding already.
Yeah,
the automated bidding. Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting where they go with it exactly.
Yeah.
But the amount of data every day that they're getting on all the ads and the interaction with them, all that they're going to start using that more and more, I think.
Yeah, I'll be curious as well to see how many people trust it. When Google starts saying to me, we automate bids for this, I'm kind of going, well, how are you going to automate this now where I'm not overshooting it? Yeah, monitored so closely.
Even what's there now has to be as well. Yeah. But even with Google Shopping, you can see it as well with their smart campaigns and stuff like that. It is just going to get bigger and bigger, and the machines are taking over.
Yeah, because me and Christian were actually talking about it the other day. He's actually using the Google Shopping, the smart bidding on it, and I was like, "Is it working?" And he was like, "Yeah, it is. It is." So
no, it's going to be interesting, I think.
Yeah. So my next one is influencer marketing.
Yeah.
Do you have it on yours?
No.
So I think there's going to be a huge shift away from influencer marketing in the sense of using celebrities and using kind of people with hundreds of thousands of followers and that kind of thing. I think there's gonna be a huge shift towards using niche, smaller micro influencers. When I was kind of looking at different ideas for predictions, I saw a lot of people were saying that it's going to be the death of influencer marketing in 2020.
Yeah.
But I really don't think that. I don't think it will be. I just think it'll be a shift from the big kind of famous people, will say, down to like people with smaller followings that are even like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,000.
Yeah, 100%.
You know? Yeah.
I think that's already happening, as you say. It's just going to
Definitely.
happen in a bigger way.
Yeah. There'll be a bigger shift, I think, anyway.
My number 3 is, I've been thinking this for a while, but I think this will be the year. I think a serious competitor to YouTube will eventually this year emerge. I think just with all the problems content creators are having with demonetization on the platform,
Actually,
all it's going to take is 2 or 3 big creators to come together, and if they can move their people to their platform, I think that
people will move with them. Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people not happy with their ad revenue and things like that on YouTube, and videos getting demonetized for such simple things. So I think this year we may see the emergence of somebody maybe being able to compete with them.
A new video platform.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting to see, actually, because, when you think of, like, there is a monopoly in the whole, Facebook own, Facebook, Instagram, that kind of WhatsApp, that whole group. Twitter is kind of a little bit of a side platform, and LinkedIn as well as small, but when you think about it in terms of like what everyday people go on to every single day, and YouTube it'd be interesting to see.
Like I don't consider like Vimeo and Netflix, Amazon Prime, they're not really competitors to YouTube.
No.
So I think this year maybe potentially that a competitor will finally emerge. Your number 3? 4?
4. My number 4 is companies need to make a huge shift to in-house content. So the days of being able to use stock content are very limited now. People can just see them. It's been a few years now of like businesses grabbing some stock content, putting it out on a post, and it hasn't worked this year. It probably didn't work last year, and it's definitely 100% not going to work next year. But in-house content of what your staff are doing, how they're doing it, all of that kind of content needs to kind of thrive in 2020. And if you're not doing it already, 2020 needs to be your year of doing it. Otherwise, your marketing is going to slip big time.
Definitely. And it's again about building personality around the brand.
Yeah, definitely.
I definitely agree on that one.
Yeah.
Number 4 for me, I think once LinkedIn released live video fully out of beta, it's going to go bananas.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be massive for businesses.
No, they still haven't accepted my application. It's very rude.
Yeah, mine neither. Maybe we could contact someone on LinkedIn.
I know, yeah.
But I think for businesses, it's going to be huge, from like live testimonials, live how-tos, all to literally in front of your customers on LinkedIn. For B2B, it's going to be a fantastic platform, I think. Definitely.
And live across the board will probably...
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. But don't be afraid. Just give it a go. I'm saying that and I've never gone live. We'll go live in 2020.
Your number 5.
So my number 5 is, it kind of goes back to that kind of AI kind of side of things as well. But for me, and as opposed to the bidding and that kind of side of it, I'm thinking more along using AI for kind of, so a lot of people would target based on demographics at the moment. So you'd go the name, or not name, but you'd go, I want to target women between 18 and 24, and you're kind of using that. Whereas actually the psychographic side of it is so important, but it's very hard to kind of gauge. So I think there'll be a lot more kind of AI involved in kind of psychographics, analyzing kind of sentiment, emotion behind it, and kind of being able to structure targeting around that a little bit better. At the moment, it's hard to structure your targeting around it, even though it's there and it's really important. But I think that, along with a little bit of personalization, will really drive marketing in 2020.
Yeah. As you say, it comes back to the AI and machine learning and all that.
Yeah.
Again. But no, it definitely is. It's going to get more and more involved in marketing. I think.
And a lot of people would say, Joe, it's hard to read emotion. Like, how is artificial intelligence going to do that? But like, I use Grammarly on my computer, and for any chronic spelling mistakes I'm about to make. But now it has a little feature as well that it reads the sentiment of it. So it says, this, what you're writing, your email comes across as nice or friendly or angry. So I'd say that we'll see a bit more of that in other platforms.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, Google can probably tell from your searches as well, where, and there's absolutely going to be a lot more.
Sure, everyone searches their deepest, darkest secrets to Google. Yeah.
My last one is Instagram's, which is owned by Facebook, but Instagram's TikTok competitor, which they've rolled out in Brazil through Instagram stories. Assuming that's going to be successful, that's going to start rolling out everywhere.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing I'm thinking that can stop, it's the only thing I think that can stop TikTok, because we'll say Instagram basically stops Snapchat. With stories, basically.
Yeah. But Snapchat made a big mistake too there. Because even though Instagram stole all their stuff, Snapchat then went and did a huge change of their app, and that lost me anyway. I was like, I hate this. This is wrecking my head. I hate it. But yeah, Facebook will always have the power to. That's the shame as well with like any new social media platforms that are up and coming, is that you have Facebook
and
watching.
They can test at scale. I mean, they're using Brazil.
They're using a country.
Millions and millions of people before they roll it out.
Yeah, it's crazy, yeah.
I think that's the only thing I think that could potentially slow TikTok's growth a little next year, but I don't see it happening. There's too much momentum on the platform.
Yeah.
But I do think Instagram will roll out their competitor to it through the Instagram app, through stories.
Yeah.
But whether it will take off or not, I don't know.
Yeah. Because they have a lot going on in the stories as well at the moment. I mean, they have the Create Live, you've got the GIFs, you can just put up your
how much more
stuff.
Can they put in there?
It's squeezing a lot into a very small section of the app. Well, now it's a huge section of the app, to be honest, but like I'm curious to know how that will, even from a layout perspective, from just a user experience. Yeah. Because they cluttered Facebook.
Yeah.
They
Did you have a bonus one?
I kind of have a bonus one, but I tied it into my kind of psychographics one, but it's that whole kind of element of personalization. I think it's going to be huge. I mean, email marketing and all of that, it's not going away, but people are on so many lists now. And there's so much going on. It's just another differentiating point, I guess, more so than anything else. And I think that all of these little differentiators going into 2020 will be really important, like brand, personalization, because it's just getting more and more competitive in the ad space.
And I think from the personalization as well, chatbots, things like that, you're going to see probably a lot more of them as well.
And ones that integrate with your life easily. Like people are going to switch from using unheard of chatbots but to WhatsApp ones, Messenger ones, these kind of ones. So it'll be interesting to see that kind of side of things as well.
That's going to be an exciting year.
Yeah. Have you a bonus one?
I don't.
Oh, thanks for putting me on the spot for one. But I did.
Always prepared.
Always prepared.
Listen, everyone, again, just want to say absolutely massive thank you for listening to the podcast. It's been a great experience for us.
Yeah, it's been a great year.
Hope you have an amazing Christmas. And that has been this week's episode of the Digital Marketing Scoop.